here it is. The best Motu figure of 2024, even though we're in 2025. I haven't had time. I'm trying to make this channel grow, but I'm so busy with other things. And these are the things that I really enjoy and love. Hello, Gems. Welcome for coming. Here we are. Been waiting for this my entire life. I really hope... Whoops. Look at the back art. This is Adam and Cringer from the He-Man animated series from the 80s. When I was a kid, I did not like the animated series because He-Man, when he first came out, was a serious barbarian. It was kind of like, Conan light, but not like this. Then the cartoon came out, and it was kind of like you had the wimpy cat, right? You had the wimpy guy, and he turned into He-Man. It was pretty much the Superman story. And then as I got older, I grew out of it. They tried to do He-Man a couple of times in different variations, and now we're up to Revolutions and Revelations on Netflix. And now I love it. I love the nostalgia. Well, let's get this open and take a look. Here's the side of the box, Prince Adam and Cringer. That's a little character from the show. The back artwork is beautiful. A little too much shading, actually, for the cartoon. The logo, Prince Adam and Cringer. They still have these on the shelves if you want to grab one. For $29.99 price point, it's fantastic because that's $15 a figure. That's less than a $17.99 price point for the figures in the United States. So let's get it open and just take a look at it because it's amazing. Why it's amazing, you ask? Well, aesthetics, first of all. However they did it, Adam looks exactly the way he did on the animated show. Proportions, silhouette of his anatomy, the wrist joint that goes up and down, that moves, that swivels so he can hold the sword appropriately. They did not do this with the He-Man figure from the cartoon collection. And it's unfortunate, but he's smooth. He looks like he stepped out of the Filmation cartoon from 1983, 84-ish. And he looks fantastic. His face looks great. People sometimes argue and say he's a bit cross-eyed, but nope. If you have him in hand and you hold him, his head, the articulation of the head, he looks up and holds the sword. He hits off the power of Grayskull, and it's just wonderful. All of the cartoon collection characters have fantastic articulation. In the knee joint, they have the knee swivel, the boot swivel, waist swivel. These really, for a price point, they really are killing it. The Origins was fun. Mastersverse, New Eternia are great, but these are fantastic. They hit the nail on the head, and I'm thrilled about these. The sword is a nice pearl paint, right? It's not just a solid, simple gray. His flesh color is nice. Looks like the animated cartoon. Actually, in the animated cartoon, he was a bit lighter, his complexion, but it doesn't matter. This is like an actual toy and real. They stand fantastically. This is how you know, if I can just take him and place him on here with Cringer, and he stays, right? That's how you can tell they're balanced appropriately. And their engineering at Mattel for these characters and all the Master Universe figures are fantastic. Adam looks great. Sorry, there he is. And they come with 2 heads each. Adam has the smiling head, which became famous on a meme with Adam laughing, that song, Hi la di, hey la do, maya ha ha. If you look it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this face is great, and when you take it off, when you switch the heads, watch me breaking that. When you switch the heads, geez Louise. It's super, super pleasing to look at. Whoops, sorry. Super pleasing to look at. As a matter of fact, I had these two on my kitchen counter, and you know, my better half just couldn't stand looking at them because she didn't appreciate them because she didn't grow up with them. But for me, they just remind me of my childhood every single day. Just seeing Adam smiling, whether the sword was in his hand or not. They didn't give you an extra hand, which I find interesting. But if Adam is just standing there and he just has his hand out, he just is genuinely happy. Like, he would make me happy every day. I would like wake up, say, "Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Cringer." And I know that, you know, they're plastic, they're not real, but the nostalgia from my childhood would lend itself to make me believe it. There's only no place to put the sword. It's the only thing I think would have been nice, but there's nowhere to put the sword in his back. But I guess you could shove it back here, but I'm not going to. And he just looks so happy to be here, you know, and pleasant. And I don't know, it reminded me of being a kid again, which is how they get people of my generation. Cringer is fantastic. He is flawless in my opinion. His aesthetic, the color, the paint, his paws, the articulation is ridiculous. This head, there's two heads. This is the second head. The first head he comes with in the package is this head, right? Which is perfect. I mean, they followed the designs to the T. This head, the mouth opens. So Cringer and his head rotation is amazing. For the price point of each figure, let's say $29.99, them being $15 a piece, Cringer has a neck joint that swivels and twists and turns. Each leg turns at the shoulder, turns outward. Look at that. Swivels at the knee, right? Bends. Look at that. Bends at the knees, the joints, and each paw bends and twists. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This figure is better than all of the Master Universe, all of them, in my opinion, because of the aesthetic it captured. It's very hard to capture the aesthetic of these characters and specifically have you like believe that these characters existed somewhere in your imagination, even though they didn't. Okay, let's remove this Cringer's head. Easy. And then put the other head. Put the other, and see how easy that stands? This is ridiculous. 1 second. As you can see in there, pops right on. Not too much effort. Just don't force it. If it doesn't go on, heat it with a blow dryer. Ah, there we go. Perfect. This is a little bit less expressive, but look at his anatomy. Look at this. Cringer can literally pretty much do in the cartoon when He-Man says by the power of Grayskull, you know, the opening intro, and he's covering his eyes. He can pretty much do that pose. You know what? I would like to, even though they have way more money than me, I would like to buy them all a cup of coffee. The entire design team, the sculpt team, the paint team, because that is exactly what happens in the cartoon. Cringer hides his eyes and is afraid of turning into Battle Cat. And remind you, when I was a kid, I hated the idea that Cringer was this wimpy little cat and Adam was this, you know, easygoing softy. But now, as an adult, and have experienced a lot of life, I kind of get it now, you know. Like, life is not very simple. You can't be a warrior all the time. And this is what they remind me of. Perfectly done. Head to tail, pun intended. The top of it, the movement, he swivels at the chest. I mean, it's incredible. A lot of my reviews, I get not negative, but I get pessimistic because I don't feel like I got what I paid for. Oh, this guy, look at this. I'm gonna break it, right? Well, all right, well, that might need a little bit of a... All right, well, there we go. All right, open my mouth too soon. Anyway, let's put the other head back on because the other head is way more expressive. It's a little disturbing, huh? shouldn't be like that, right? No, it should be like this, because he's a tiger, and the head's point down to drink water and eat and all that stuff. And I just love these two figures. They are so well, the fact they come together, and they're posable and durable. They're heavy. If a kid, this a 4-year-old can play with, right? Durable. There's no small little pieces, except for the sword. The tail swivels. I mean, it's just so well done. Tail has a hinge joint. Like, really, you guys outdid yourselves. I just hope if they do Battle Cat, the Battle Cat has the same articulation, the same color scheme. I mean, like, it's nice and simple. And I really do hope his mask comes off, even though it's just a joy to look at. Everything, the color, the design, the aesthetics, just really, he did an amazing job. Really. Best, I would say, comparatively, best figure, Mattel figure, Masters of the Universe figure to date. You can debate me if you like in the comments, but from head to toe, all aesthetics included, paint, the silhouette of the anatomy of the figures, the paint is perfect, no flaws. There might be one or two little weird things on, you know, with Cringer's stripes, or maybe like right there on his face, but really it doesn't, on his on his face, on there right there's a little nib, but it doesn't really matter, because overall, right, this is not something that cost $500 or even $50, right? And it's durable and it's beautiful, and yes, it'll last forever. And I'm just I'm just thrilled to the hilt, tickled pink, that this turned out the way it did. I don't want to go too long with this review, but I cannot stand, ever be able to not stand something that you can't stand, that's frustrating. I can't stand how much fun this figure is. And I had this figure in the kitchen, and I had to get it out of the kitchen because my partner, the wife, was like, I can't stand looking at these things, because, you know, it wasn't her thing, which is fine. But to me, it made me smile every single day. And now that I look at it again, I'm smiling. I cannot stop smiling. I mean, from head to toe, just spectacular. Spectacular sculpt. Even the plastic is soft. It feels animated. I don't know if that makes sense. I actually can feel, because the cartoon was very, you know, soft and delicate. It wasn't like an anime, or, you know, like G.I. Joe, more like it was hard. The Transformers was hard. Thundercats had this hard feel, because they were like, He-Man had a soft feel because of the way the drawings worked. And, you know, some can criticize it and say it wasn't as good as Thundercats, but to me, it was just a wonderful show. That Thundercats. Sorry for the sound. I'd love to put the music behind it. I'm not sure I can copyright-wise. Just wonderful. That's the silhouette right there, and that's how you know they did a good job with the sculpt. Because if the silhouette looks as good from the back as it does from the front, then they achieved their goal. Just outstanding. I can hear his voice. I can hear him. You know, I don't want to sound ridiculous. See, the color's a little off right there because of the lights, but he's a nice green. That's the right color right there. I can hear him going, "Oh, Adam." I used to hate the voice too as a kid because he was so wimpy, but then I realized that we all have a little bit of Cringer in us. All of us need to be a little tougher and stronger and kinder and okay. Anyway, I really am so thrilled with this figure. I hope you grab it. Even if you don't collect Master of the Universe cartoon collection, just get these two, because they're iconic. There's still some left in the stores. I see some in Target, and they're not on clearance yet, but they're worth $30 in my opinion. And here we are, taking a look at cartoon Adam with next to the other cartoon Motu Master of the Universe figures. We have He-Man here, Teela. They all look amazing. Man-at-Arms, Skeletor. In the back, my personal favorite, Merman and Evelyn. And they fit perfectly. They look great. Sorry, you can't see Evelyn's face. And they fit perfectly in front of, this is the original Castle Grayskull from 1980, I think it's 85. On top, there is the original, the original Skeletor and He-Man from 1983. And I'll let you see what they look like next to him. But they look fantastic in front of the original Castle Grayskull. And here are the originals from 1983. It's the copyright, 81, excuse me. Copyright on He-Man's back. $1981. I was a little kid back then. His legs are glued shut. I had to glue his legs because the rubber that made his legs elastic broke. And there's Skeletor. And they are around the same size. Actually, the new figures are actually taller. That's, you know, because I think the new figure, well, the new figures are larger and their legs go straight, but Adam is tremendously big compared to the original He-Man. And Skeletor. And this, just for the fun, we'll compare Skeletor to Skeletor. And you know what? Oh boy. For back then, these were great. I mean, they were different from any other toy. Still are different. But anyway, this Adam and this Cringer are bar none the best figure from any of the Mattel lines. Even the Origins. The Origins, all they did was remake them, recolor them, and like give them more articulation, which I love, but Adam and Cringer are fantastic in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this review. Until next time, like and subscribe, please, just so the channel can grow. I'll try to get more videos out as I can. I'll edit my life so I can get to edit some videos. I hope you guys enjoy this to a degree. Until next time, bye.